Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Vespertine Gamescast. I'm your host, Derek Kitch. To my right, we have Zachary Wall.
Thank you for having me.
Say that every week. It's always good to have you.
It's always, I'm going to keep saying it, so I hope it stays that. Actually, we aren't happy to have you at all, and I'll be sad.
You say that every week just like I say the Pokemon thing every week. Oh, when are we going to do the Pokemon video?
Hey,
I was thinking about that, yeah.
We got the Pokemon video comment out nice and early in this week's episode, so, we've already got all our boxes checked.
We got it.
So if you're playing Vespertine Gamescast bingo, you can mark that space.
And also joining us to my left, Mr. Kelson Rosback.
I would say good to be here, but I'm normally here. We record at my house.
I was gonna
You need something to say.
I still enjoy being here.
You
though.
need like your signature
being
thing.
home.
You do need a catchphrase.
I need a catchphrase. Can I steal someone else's catchphrase?
No, need your own.
Yeah, we can develop it over the show.
I'm not a good podcaster. I'm not a bad podcaster. I'm just the podcaster.
Oh, get out of here. Roman Reigns.
That's too long. It needs to be short and sweet.
Wrestling.
I'll keep it in mind. I'll brainstorm.
It'd be too sweet. Go ahead.
Actually, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I don't know what I was going to say.
You're going to say each and every week.
And then I was going to spitball from there.
Do the
Gage is here too.
Oh, yeah, Gage is back. Week 2.
He has beer, and if he flipped us off, and if he has anything to contribute, he'll do so.
I was sitting there, I was ready for my intro. I was going to start singing Adele and everything. Hello.
It's me. Anyway, you were going to say?
I was going to say, quick housekeeping notes I've noticed on the SoundCloud. Due to the status of the membership for Vespertine right now, we only have 3 gigabytes of upload, or 3 hours of upload space.
Yes.
So the Vespertine Gamescast on SoundCloud, you can only access the 2 most recent episodes.
Okay.
Just letting everyone know that could very well change in the future. But so if you are interested in listening to backlog episodes, they are all on YouTube and are all going to be on YouTube. Potentially iTunes one day.
I can get that set up. That's easy.
That's easy.
Yes.
It is.
Like Gage.
I have my personal podcast on iTunes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that. 'cause,
That's legit
when
as
we were
fuck.
Doing the old one, I thought about doing it. It's really easy to set up.
Yeah, we just needed the RSS feed, which we have through SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to SoundCloud, making dreams possible.
So are we going to go like the membership with SoundCloud then? So we can...
That costs some money
Yeah, I know. That's
in the
why I
not
was-
too distant future.
So once we
maybe.
get sponsors for this podcast,
We need like a local sponsor, like Wise Guys Pizza.
That'd be legit as hell.
Like, man,
hashtag currently
actually,
not spawned.
like 8 people listen to this on
Hashtag hit us
SoundCloud.
up.
Really?
So yeah, we have like 6 subscribers on SoundCloud. I know.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I don't know if they're probably bots, but
I
I'll
don't
take
care.
everything I can
Hey
get.
man, shout out to bots.
I'm assuming membership's not that expensive.
It's like
It's not wallet breaking.
60 a year.
Yeah.
One, someone else put a lot of money into the other thing. I think he can sponsor you.
Aww.
Gage Long sponsorship. Ooh.
Mm. I'm trying to come up with a long pun that would be appropriate. It's not working.
I think we can talk more business while we're not recording, though.
Oh, guys, we're playing the long game.
Got him.
Anyway, that was just quick housekeeping. I meant to just name drop the SoundCloud thing.
No, you're good.
Anyway, yeah, Derek, we record every week.
Each and every week, we record for you bots or people that are listening to us.
And Kelson's wife. Hi, Caitlin.
Hello, Caitlin.
Hello.
Well, this is your spot for all gaming news. We talk about what we've been playing for the week, bring a topic of the week, and news for the week. So we're going to kick things off with what we have been playing this past week. Zachary, you want to kick it off for us?
Sure, why not? I played a little more of Mafia 3, and I echo all the sentiments I had last week. Good story, great performances, some really good ideas, good setting, but the gameplay is just average, and the level design and game design from there on out is just monotonous and repetitive, and honestly not worth the price of admission in my opinion. So I am probably done with that one.
I haven't touched it, but the commercials get me hyped. So good marketing.
I will say 2K did an exceptional job of marketing this
Yes.
game. All the previews were fantastic. I guess you can. it's very obvious they knew what to preview and what not to preview with this game. It's just like the open world and the mission structure and design is just so boring that it doesn't keep you engaged. Engage. And so, yeah, like I said, good ideas. I'm not saying it is or isn't worth your money because some people might be able to enjoy all that. I personally didn't. Maybe borrow this one from a friend or keep an eye out for a sale. Not necessarily a bad game, but certainly not great. My other big game this week, I'm kind of in a holding pattern right now until like my next big releases start coming out. I have my eye on in November, like Dishonored 2, Watch Dogs, Pokemon. So that'll be a big one. And so I was just thinking, what can I play in the meantime? And so I took a look around PlayStation Network. I mainly game on PS4. And NIS America was having a sale on their games.
Yes, I did.
And I bought cheaply, like $30, a game that I had my eye on when it originally came out in June, but I didn't play because I didn't have the time, called Grand Kingdom.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
I feel like I heard about it.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack with Grand Kingdom. First off, it is a collaboration between Spike Chunsoft and some developer I've never heard of before called Monochrome something. I can't remember the second part. They kind of developed it together, and Spike Chunsoft released it in Japan.
You have my interest.
And NIS America localized it, and what it is a strategy RPG.
Okay.
And not in the vein of something like Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics or Disgaea, which is usually where people's minds go. The Grand Kingdom, it's very unique, even to strategy RPG. Here's the setup: you play as a band of mercenaries set in this world that's it's in the middle of a great war between 4 different factions, and there is a main story. But the main draw of the game is you recruit mercenaries, these characters from a pool of 17 different classes, and you assemble your troops in any way you want, and then you proceed through the story. And there's this online mode called War, and I'll get to each one in a second. This basically how the core gameplay goes is it's kind of like a board game map. You have X amount of turns available. Some missions you have to run out the number of turns. Other ones you have to complete an objective within the number of turns. And you move along the board and these little markers, and you encounter enemy troops that you then proceed to battle. Or you can go along the map and pick up treasure chests, collect resources, etc., and things like that. And the battles are actually turn-based strategy, and how it works is before the battle begins, you assemble your troop, 4 characters, and then how they're laid out on the battlefield. And then when the battle begins, there are like basically 3 rows where you can place your troops, and then basically from there it's about positioning them correctly, getting the right position to use your attacks. Like you have like the archer, he needs to be certain far back to be able to fight. If you get behind the enemy, you do more damage, you break guard easily and stuff like that. And then, of course, like speed and etc. affects where you can go and stuff like that. It's really, really good. Surprising amount of depth so far, especially with the variety of classes you can use. And the biggest thing I can say about it is that it's a lot of fun. The game is a lot of fun. The battles are addictive, and every battle is unique. Like I said, it has a lot to do with the variety of classes you can use and that you encounter.
That's good. That's what we need. Fun games.
Mm-hmm. I really like the visuals of the game because it has these awesome kind of like hand-drawn anime sprites that move along the field and that move along in the battles. And the war mode is really cool and really unique. Basically, it's kind of hard to describe. You pick a faction that you sign a contract with, 1 to 5 different wars that you participate with them with. And wars last about a day in real time.
Okay.
And so basically you have like these kind of procedurally generated battles with each faction. And sometimes you have to defend and sometimes you have to conquer. And basically if you get there at the beginning of the fight, you actually can place defenses like ballistas and catapults. And so if battles occur within like enough spaces of those things will fire out procedurally throughout the battle. They can affect you or the enemy and stuff like that. And so you deploy your troops, and then you go around the map battling sometimes human-controlled troops and like dispatch troops. So you can like do this thing where you dispatch a troop to a battle, and they kind of fight on their own with their AI. And it's like this competitive mode that doesn't necessarily require active versus human in the way like an online shooter goes. And as you battle, etc., you can get certain types of currency that you can only use with certain factions, and then you get a whole bunch of experience for it, cool items and stuff like that you can use to equip your soldiers and your troops. It's just a really fun game with a lot of interesting hooks to itself. And honestly, I would really describe it as a gem. It's a lot of fun. I have put like 8 hours into it, and I've only gone through one story mission. And so there's a lot you can do. There's side missions, there's the war mode, and of course you can just spend a crap ton of time assembling your troops and looking at like who's available to recruit this week. You can get a archer, a soldier, a dragon mage, a medic. It's a good time, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I know that was kind of long, and I didn't really give you guys a chance to talk, but I wanted to give people a good feel of the game. Grand Kingdom, available for about $30 on PlayStation Network right now. It's also on PlayStation Vita.
Ooh, and Vita.
I don't know if it's cross-buy or cross-play or cross-save or anything, but pick it up on your preferred platform, my friends.
Man. Trophies.
I've only gotten like 3 of those so far. I also played some more Thumper.
That's never a bad thing.
It's never a bad thing. We said it a lot last week. Thumper is a remarkable game. There's 9 levels. I beat level 4 the other day. And Gage watched.
Intense.
Yes.
Crazy
That's
fucking
very
intense.
intense.
I'm sure you'll talk about Thumper
Yes,
here.
I will.
And I just want to give my one thing here. When I beat level 4, it actually left me kind of like shaking and trembling. But like
shit.
not in a bad way, but like in a good way, like
Yeah.
pure adrenaline.
Yeah, dude.
The only other game I played in recent times that gave me that feeling was beating a tough boss in Bloodborne. That is an incredible feeling, overcoming in that game. So,
Spoiler alert, Thumper might come up again when we're discussing our topic of the week.
Ooh, girl. Kelson, what have you been playing?
So I have had a crazy busy week that is going to continue to be crazy busy. I went to work at 8:30 this morning and just got home about an hour ago, to give an example to our listeners. We record at 8:30. It is currently, as we're recording, 8:46 p.m.
on October 19th for reference.
Yeah, so I was at work for about 11 hours today, and I've had a week. This was my busiest day, but it's been quite the busy week, so I haven't had a lot of time. I did play some more Phoenix Wright. It's still good. My compliments and complaints about the game have not particularly changed. But I also played the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo. I managed to find a little time to squeeze that in. Thought it released at midnight. It ended up releasing at 10 a.m. Felt kind of dumb. And I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's trying to have a media blackout, but there's one piece of news. So big, so important, I can't keep it secret.
Well, I mean, it sounds kind of spoilerish.
Super potions now heal 60 hit points instead of just 50.
Fuck. Spoilers.
Game breaker right there.
Yeah.
Do regular potions do 30 instead of 20?
I don't know yet. I have not encountered any regular potions. The demo starts you off with a level mid-30s Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
Instead of, like, at the beginning of the game.
It's also, isn't it like a unique Pokemon they can only get through the demo?
It is, and through the demo you can transfer it to your main game when the main game comes out. It is a Greninja with the Battle Bond ability, allowing it to transform into Ash Greninja from the anime.
I don't know
Derek is so
any
confused.
fucking words you just said.
Greninja is pretty awesome. You'll see
Is
it
he
when
in
we...
Super Smash Bros?
Yes.
Okay, then I know Greninja.
Yeah, he's
But-
the final evolution of the water starter in Gen 6.
Yeah, okay.
I had a great time with the demo. I'm so hyped for the main game. It feels really good. People have been data mining the hell out of it. I have tried to avoid that myself.
We have more to talk about that on the news stories.
And we'll talk more about it.
Not in
when we get to
detail,
news.
but we'll talk
But
about it.
I enjoyed my time with the demo, and I'm really looking forward to my time with the main game.
Who's your starter?
Oh, Poplio,
Whichever one the fire one is. That's...
So you were going to get Litten.
if he gets
Sure.
the game.
I'm not going to get the game.
Why would you not get the game? New Pokemon. You have a DS.
I do have a DS.
Oh, is it a DS or a 3DS?
3DS.
Oh, you can get Sun and Moon. It can be cool.
We'll have to try to talk him into it in about a month.
and play
Maybe
a
if
game
we-
that doesn't have 15-year-old mechanics.
Ooh, damn.
To be fair, he's playing Heart Gold now. That came
That
out
is true.
like
6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, about
2010.
6. It was 2010. Okay, I didn't know if it came out 2010 or like 2009. But So, now he's only working with 6-year-old mechanics.
All I'm saying is, I'm sure I've said it before, Gen 1 and Gen 2, after that, hot, steaming pile of garbage.
Says the person who never actually tried it.
Because I look at the Pokemon in those games, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look at the names.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, kids.
Yeah.
It is.
Such crazy names like Abracadabra, Alakazam. Oh no, wait, those are Gen 1.
This guy. This guy over here.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, no, fuck that. Even
Miltank?
Even when
Jellybird?
Even when Gen 3 came out, like, at the time, I was like, the fuck is that? What is this bullshit?
That is everyone's initial reaction to the new Pokemon.
That's fair.
Everyone's initial reaction to all the new Pokemon ever. That was my reaction to Gold and Silver.
That was not my reaction to Gold and Silver. Like, Lugia, badass. 3 legendary dogs, fucking badass. What are the legendary...
Entei looks stupid as fuck.
Dude, what are the legendaries now?
Okay.
Like, a fucking chandelier or something? Like,
No, that was in Gen 5.
Like,
He's not
what
legendary.
What the fuck is that?
1 minute. I know I've been trying to not show Derek new Pokemon because we're going to have it.
You're going to show the legendaries?
I'm showing him Solgaleo.
What is that?
That is the cover legendary for Pokemon Sun, and it's a big-ass lion.
It looks really badass, actually.
In theory, we'll get Derek's live reaction.
I'll talk while Kelson is working. I noticed that Derek would be... Oh, he sees it.
It's a rip-off of Entei. I just said that to see you guys' reaction.
Troll.
It looks like a Super Saiyan 3 Entei.
I can never take Entei seriously for something. I really didn't like Entei. I liked Raikou.
What's
the
the
3
water
legend.
one?
Suicune.
Both of you said it differently.
I always called it Suicune.
Suicune is the correct pronunciation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is the other legendary for Pokemon Moon, Lunala.
What the fuck is
It's
that?
a
It's a
bat.
giant
It's
ass
a bat.
That does not look like a bat. Like,
Show it to everyone.
Okay.
that does not look like
There's
a bat.
Lunala.
And Geodude does look like a real rock. Rocks don't have faces.
And
Oh my god.
I know.
Solgaleo.
Golbat in that giant ass mouth.
That it looks like a bat though. Like, that looks like some decoration
Red and
from
Moon's
1940s
Red
that
and
my mom
Moon's
has.
legendary looked like a fetus. Mew's a fetus.
Mew does.
It looks like a little cat though.
A
Togepi.
cat fetus.
But
Togepi.
I'm saying it looks like something. I can.
What
put
does
something in
Togepi
my-
look like?
Fucking
Breakfast?
something hatching out of an egg. I don't know.
Lunala is meant to
I'm
also
not
evoke like
defending
a
Togepi.
vampire, not just a bat, but also sort of like Dracula.
It looks like some exotic earring from the 1970s.
Looks like something I would place on top of my Christmas tree.
Yes. Like,
That'd be pretty metal.
okay,
Christmas
anyway,
tree.
we need to save
Well,
this
yes.
Pokemon.
We'll have a dedicated Pokemon episode
God.
sometime.
Got me all hot and bothered now.
But you're gonna pick Lid, and that's pretty cool because I would pick that's fire. Kelson would pick water, and I would go with Rowlet. I want the little grass
I
owl.
don't care what generation I'm doing. I'm fire. Starting a fire.
I feel like Gens 5 and 6 would test you there.
Goddamn it.
Yeah.
All right, pull them up. Let's go.
The Gen.
Gen
No,
5 in
we-
particular.
we
Gen
got
5.
it. Okay.
You have to show them the whole line because Tepig is the best stage 1 of the Gen 5 in my opinion, but its evolution's a hot garbage in Zach's opinion.
Yet I'm confused because when he went with Pokemon Go, he did not start with Freedom.
You
You can't start with.
Well, no.
So
you
this is
my!
tepid.
What is that?
It's a pig.
No, I know, but I'm saying the name's so
A
stupid.
tepid pig.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the names are pretty bad. Turtwig.
I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most.
The
is the
names.
names.
The
Some-
names
some
were
of the-
never
Squirtle.
good.
Squirtle. Squirrel turtle.
A squirting turtle.
I always thought it was squirrel because the squirrel because like
Yeah,
more turtle's tail.
I'm gonna go with that because squirting turtle just.
Yes,
you can take that a
I
whole other
totally
direction.
Sounds
understand.
hot.
Ooh.
Coming out of his shell.
Anyway, show me these other dumb.
So I'm trying to remember. I honestly can't remember the state. Oh, it's Pignite. Is the...
Disclaimer. The evolutions, I hate
so
the
that's
evolutions.
Pignite and Ember.
Wow, get
I hate
that out
them.
of my face.
Yeah, those are terrible. I'm with you there.
What? Pignite?
Pignite, as in a pig that ignites. Yes, but the names were never good.
Cyndaquil, Cinder, Quill.
Okay, Now,
Keep
if
coming.
to look at more, now there
Quill
were
Lava.
good Gen 5 starters. Look at little Snivy. Here.
No, none of the Gen 5 stars are good. in
Snivy
Zach's
is
opinion.
fantastic.
I don't like the Grand.
The green one's the best one out of those.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah, that's
the
Snivy.
Gen 6 fire starter. I don't know.
The first two stages rock, but
Yeah.
the final is a
Yeah,
Fennekin.
Fennekin's pretty great.
So that's 5.
That was
That
Gen
was
5
Gen
was
5.
Tepig.
Show me these shitty Gen 6 starters.
So,
I hated the Gen 6 at first, but they grew on me.
Yeah, I love me some Chespin. So that is Fennekin.
Alright, I like that.
Fennekin is
That's not bad.
very cute. Then evolves into Braxian, which is
And
still a
Braxton
pretty
is
solid
pretty still
design.
cool, like a wizard
But
fire
Delphox,
fox.
I don't know. Delphox
too
is a
much.
little weak of a design.
Delphox. I don't like Delphox at all.
It's
That's
fine.
not bad. I like that.
Yeah.
That's not as dumb as I thought it was.
Yeah. Gen 6
He's coming around.
for the most part
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
had Gen 6 for the most part actually had really solid designs. Some
Gen
of them-
6 had
because
great designs.
They released way less Pokemon.
What are the other two from Gen
The other two from Gen 6, well, you saw Greninja as the final form. And
Yeah,
it
it's
starts out as
Froakie and
Froakie.
Chespin.
And then you have Chespin, which evolves into Quilladin and then Chestnut.
I hate the middle evolution of Chespin, but its
Really?
final is good.
I think
I hate the I hate like the cocoon forms of all Pokemon.
fair enough. This is
I don't know
Chespin.
what
Yeah.
that even means.
He's a grass type.
You mean
A grass what?
Just pure grass to start.
Is it
he's
like
a chipmunk?
Yeah, he's like a
Okay,
chipmunk.
there we go.
And then this is his final evolution.
What the fuck? Alright.
And
Okay.
then
The second one looks absolutely stupid.
Agreed. Thank you. Think stuff like Metapod, Kakuna, Cascoon, Silcoon. I don't like any of the pod forms.
And then we have Froakie, Frogadier, and Greninja.
That's the best one of Gen 6 in Zach's opinion.
Wait, I thought Greninja's been around.
Nope.
No, he's Gen 6. He was like the Gen 6 mascot.
Wasn't he like in
He was in
Brawl?
He was in he was in Wii U version.
Lucario is in
Lucario, yeah.
Oh fuck.
Idiot.
Yeah. Pokey idiot. That's
That
my
was-
bad.
I love that. We haven't even gotten to what you've been playing.
What have you been
Y'all got me hot and bothered.
It's
all
alright. I
riled
like
up.
this. We could talk. We should have a dedicated Pokemon cast.
Dude, we
Pokecast.
should- Yeah, we should.
We'll at least have an episode around, say, November 18th-ish.
Oh,
I got-
Dr. Governor.
Got my Jimmy's rushing.
Like
Oh.
Jimmy from Ed and Eddie.
What's it, Jimmy? And then
He's the kid with the brace, like the retainer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's been a long
it
time.
has been. It's been quite a while.
Throwback Thursday. It's Throwback Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Way Back Machine Wednesday.
Women Crush
No.
Wednesday.
No.
Gage.
Ooh, Camilla Luddington.
Who?
Camilla Luddington? You don't know who she is?
Is she letting me in her?
No, no.
So, Derek, what have you been playing?
No, I'm gonna explain
Okay,
it.
okay,
I'm gonna
that's
explain this. real quick.
We're gonna go over on this one time wise. I don't give a shit.
Tomb Raider,
Oh,
the
okay.
new Tomb Raider.
Oh, Dr. Governor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on Grey's Anatomy too. I don't know that side. I definitely do not watch that show at all.
I don't watch the show, but I know who she is.
Oh, I totally watch that show. Anyways, what have I been playing? Holy shit. VR. I finally got to play some VR stuff for myself.
Cough, save it, cough.
God damn it. Alright.
Thank
Stuff
you,
that's
sweetie.
not VR.
Thank
I'm playing a lot of FIFA.
Which one?
FIFA 17, the newest one, of
Okay.
course.
You told us about the crew mode last week.
I did the journeys.
The journey.
Yeah, I've been continuing in the journey, playing as Alex Hunter. It's a lot of fun.
Tell us more about the fabled Thumper.
It's VR stuff. I played Thumper in VR,
Really? Didn't you
Yeah.
download it yourself?
I did.
Load it up without the VR?
but then I tried it in
Oh.
VR,
I got you.
and it's better.
It's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I should still save that.
How far are you in Thumper, level
Like,
wise?
3 or 4.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I spend.
So we're about the same spot.
I spend a lot of time going back and trying to improve my score.
I was like that for the first 2 levels.
Yeah, it's
And
same here.
And when I got to level 4, I'm like, fuck my score.
I'm sitting there like, that's a C.
No, I was
That's
sitting there
a
like,
C.
that's a C. Oh, it'd be I was like celebrating. I got like an A on one of the last ones in level 4. I was like, yes.
I think I finished 3, and then now I'm just like, you know what? Let's just try and finish
Beat the game and then go back.
Yeah. With 1 and 2, I was just like, no, I need to get S's all the time.
Yeah. Thumper's incredible, guys. It really is.
So I should save my VR Thumper.
If Thumper is deeply tied to your VR experience, let's save it for Raider.
All right.
A little later in the show.
So, playing wise, FIFA, The Journey. Dabbled a little bit in Destiny. Did some Crucible stuff for like an hour.
Okay.
Not too long.
A whole hour?
Oh, yeah. An entire hour. 60 minutes.
Crazy.
Maybe 61. I might have went over.
Mm.
Yeah. Of course, 100-foot robot golf. Gut-bustingly hilarious.
Now, I think I asked you this last week, so I apologize if I'm repeating
problem.
myself. Are you playing that game because it's actually a fun game? Or are you playing it because it's funny, or both? I'm intrigued by that.
A little bit of both. It's more funny than it is
It's
fun.
an amusing.
Yes. Like the mechanics and gameplay, like they aren't bad. They don't suck.
Competent.
Yes. Then again, I don't think I've ever played a golf game. If I did, it was probably like Tiger Woods, like 04.
I gotcha.
So
Nothing to compare it to.
exactly. So
Okay.
to me,
It's stellar.
it's fine as far as gameplay goes. It's fun.
We'll probably play Hot Shots at PSX in December, so.
Absolutely.
Right. Anyway.
and-
Gage has actually played a golf game.
That's
Really?
where Gage came from.
A recent-
McElroy?
Last year, you played Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, which sounds so wrong after like a decade of Tiger Woods PGA
It
Tour.
does. It feels dirty.
And that's where Gage was formed.
Tell the story of Gage.
Well, I was
Gage.
creating my character in PGA. I was slightly intoxicated.
How slightly intoxicated are we talking? Like
I'd be like a hot interviewer girl. I'll hold it up to your face.
severely intoxicated.
Yeah, there we
As
go.
in, like a fifth of whiskey.
Jesus Christ.
And I was, making my character because drunk me thought it was a good idea to buy the game. Started playing the game. Zach walks in and goes, Gage.
I noticed like his little scorecard came up and it said G Gage. I'm like, wait.
G-Gage.
So apparently drunk me thought it asked for my first name twice.
Jesus.
Gage.
So I put Gage. That has been the name of every character in every game since.
Hey man, I like it.
I thought about getting him like one of those custom jerseys.
You have to.
From like a basketball jersey. He use that in 2K as well,
Yeah.
and I can make him Gage number 69.
You have to.
Which sadly I still have not won a championship in that. I always lose to the Thunder. Every time.
I thought it was Milwaukee.
That was
just
one,
a one-off.
one of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Damn.
need to find a way to get your character on the Thunder.
Ooh.
He wanted to win on the Wizards, the team that drafted him.
The look Gage
Loyalty.
just gave me. I'm not sure exactly what emotion was behind it, but it certainly wasn't happiness.
I like to think I would stay on the team that drafted me, but it's easy for me to say when I'm not a professional athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm to the point where, because before that, that's the first time I was not drafted by the 76ers.
It's all right, Gage. I didn't win a championship with the Sacramento Kings. I got close, though. Meeting cousins. Anyway.
I don't want to hear what you do with your cousins.
I win.
Oh.
Anyways, to wrap up what I've been playing. Tomb Raider. I need to actually sit down and spend more than an hour or two with that.
Marathon.
I need to play on through it, stop Thumper and 100-foot robot golf just for a little bit and finish.
You have a lot going on there. It's hard to play multiple games at the same time.
It is. I feel like I would enjoy, like, Tomb Raider is more of a game, like, it's story driven, so it's kind of hard to, like, drop in, drop out versus something like Thumper where I can drop in, drop out.
And it's easy.
And yeah, in Destiny, drop in, drop out and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I'm definitely a big advocate for play this game, beat it, play this game, beat
Yes.
it. That's how I like to do and how I've always liked to do.
that's how I like to do it, but that's how I have not been doing it. So I need to get back on that.
I say there are very few examples of games. I like to have like one game, that I can play. Like, okay, I have like half an hour.
Yeah.
I don't want to play anything too intense. And right now for me, that's Amplitude and has been since it came out in January. What is yours, like King of Fighters?
I'll usually get carried away in that. I'll try and get some online matches in.
And then you'll get pissed off. And
They'll take like 2 minutes, but like I just get carried away because I want to play more matches.
Yeah. Can't end on a loss.
Exactly. I would say right now it's Thumper. So, for example, like if I got home and we're going to record in 30 minutes, like, I'll just do a level of Thumper real quick and head out.
Kelson, you look really tired. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I mean, I might be just a little tired.
Well, I don't give a shit because we're going to the news.
Sounds good.
Oh.
What do we got, Zachary?
We have 9 news stories this week. Sorry, Kelson. I know you're probably hoping for like 2.
It's fine. I'm good.
Obviously, we'll start with the big one because nothing else fucking matters anymore. Red Dead Redemption 2, announced from Rockstar Games, fall 2017, translates to spring 2018.
No faith.
I have no fucking faith in this coming out next year. This generation has been brutal for releases. Release delays. And it's Rockstar. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 got delayed like a year.
Oh.
Also, if this game really does hit fall 2017, everybody else is going to move their games away from it, which would be really fucking funny if they do that and then they delay it. Because this game is going to be a juggernaut. Here's my full write-up. The sequel to one of last generation's most critically and commercially acclaimed games was announced after a pair of subtle yet obvious teaser images appeared on Rockstar's official Twitter account. The first was a faded Rockstar logo with a red background. I retweeted that going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Did you see Nintendo's troll?
Yes, they're developing the next Metroid or something like that.
That was hilarious.
That was Nintendo didn't do that. That was Nintendo of America.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
got me.
I like to change the one letter.
Dude, I saw that and I think it was
It was
Justin Davis.
Justin Davis from IGN.
He's like, not even funny, guys. I was like, actually, that's pretty fucking funny.
I like a good troll, even if I fall for it.
Yeah.
The second image was a red-orange sunset with 7 cowboy-looking figures in the distance. The press release contained the following official description: an epic tale of life in America's unforgiving heartland. The game's vast and atmospheric world will also provide the foundation for a brand new online multiplayer experience. A debut trailer, at the time of listening, will have dropped on Thursday, but we haven't seen it yet at the time of recording.
Do you think that's necessary online?
I mean, it won't be integrated. Red Dead Redemption 1 had online.
Did it?
Yeah, it was kind of like a free roam. You can come join your game and stuff like that. I expect this to be pretty similar, but more fleshed out, kind of like GTA Online. I'm super excited, guys. This is instantly number 2 behind Persona 5 for Zach's most anticipated games. Red Dead Redemption is one of my absolute favorites of all time, and I can't freaking wait. I've been waiting for this to get announced. We've known they've been working on it for like 5 years.
Do you think they'll do like a remastered definitive edition or whatever for 1?
Maybe. I think they already released it as backwards compatible on Xbox 360. 360 like backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. And so they might. It would sell a fuck ton. That's basically free money.
Yes, because I never played the first one.
It's exceptional.
That's what I hear.
Even I played it.
Even Coach Bennett played it.
He did play it.
Anyway, I'm super excited for that. I can't wait to watch the trailer, and I'm sure we'll talk about it next week because I will demand it. All right, number 2. Pokemon Sun and Moon details leak from the official demo, including the entire Alolan Pokedex and all of the new Pokemon. I won't go into any details beyond that. Just letting public service announcement. It is out there if you want to go check it out. Not everything you could ever want, but a good chunk that will kind of satiate your hungry appetite for another month.
Some interesting, unexpected changes came along with that. Things, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but the Super Potion number isn't the only thing that changed by 10 competitive players.
Cool. I didn't know what to say. I was like,
I'm
I'm gonna say something. I was like, wait a minute.
In case one of the bots that is subscribed to us is a competitive Pokemon player, just an interesting little tease that will pay off when they find out what I'm talking about.
All right, moving on. This isn't actually on the news story, but I do want to tell you guys about this. Samsung demanded YouTube remove a video of a Grand Theft Auto 5 mod that turned the Galaxy Note 7 into a bomb you could throw. I thought that was funny as shit. I just wanted to share it with the world. Gage finds it funny. Thank you, Gage.
It's entertaining.
Number 3, Watch Dogs 2 PC release delayed by 2 weeks. The news comes from Ubisoft saying that they wanted to make sure the game is, quote, optimized to meet the development team's standards. Bummer for PC players, but it will be better because of it. Number 4, United Front Games, developers of Sleeping Dogs and Mod Nation Racers, has shut down. The Vancouver-based studio made the announcement shortly after rumors began swirling on social media and gaming forums.
What was your game?
Both of them.
Mod Nation.
Both of them are great games.
Both of them were well received but undersold. If I'm remembering what I've read correctly.
Sleeping Dogs was a sleeper hit, no pun intended, and ended up doing pretty well, especially with the re-release that Square Enix did early on this generation. And I think Mod Nation Racers, for what it is, I think it did all right. But we're very sad to hear this. Obviously, United Front is a talented developer. We hope everyone lands on their feet, and they were a gem, underrated developer for sure. And the ability to make 2, in my opinion, legit great games of completely different genres, that is particularly impressive. Most of the world's premier developers kind of specialize in a genre.
Yeah.
So racing and open world third-person action. Agreed. Good work, United Front. Best of luck to everybody involved. Number 5, Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of 2K Games and Rockstar, files a trademark for something called Ghost Story. The trademark was filed on October 6th, and discovered by Game Rant, and it covers media including video games, movies, and clothing.
Well, clothing might be for the purposes of merchandise based on...
I think it's pretty clearly a game, and they were just like grabbing up all that different stuff in case they wanted to do something with it. And there's a lot of speculation as to what this might be. Some people are thinking maybe a Red Dead DLC or something, but you don't trademark subtitles as far as I know. So,
or if you did, you would trademark
Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
Boom, boom.
The whole thing.
And so I'm sitting here thinking maybe we have a new IP coming from 2K or Rockstar, which would be pretty awesome.
My guess would be 2K.
Probably 2K. Then again, Rockstar pretty much just makes GTA and Red Dead anymore. And so maybe they have a surprise, but obviously this is purely speculation on our part. Number 6, Sony Interactive Entertainment is planning to release 5 or more mobile games in 2018. In a report from Nikkei, it was revealed that Sony is looking into releasing mobile games based on PlayStation IP in addition to ports of older games. The plan is for these games to be available on console as well, and will have functionality similar to PlayStation Vita crossplay. Supposedly these games, which will be distributed by mobile company ForwardWorks, in this mobile initiative will be announced later this year with a focus on Japan and additional Asian markets. Go where the money is, following Nintendo's lead.
Yeah.
I'll hold my judgments. I'll wait to
Honestly,
see how it goes.
I mean, if you have something you want to share, by all means, conversational podcast.
Well, no, I'm not gonna just jump out immediately. Like, oh, fuck that, it sucks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's very clearly going to be. They're very clearly going to be a different breed of game,
yes.
Even if they're the same IPs that you see on PlayStation. So,
I mean, when we mentioned how well the Xbox One was doing, I mentioned that I want to see gaming as an industry doing well. If the money they can make in the mobile market can then get reinvested into the rest of the company, yeah, Sony doing well is good for gamers.
I mean,
Microsoft doing well is good for gamers.
Absolutely. I mean, PlayStation Mobile,
yeah,
it writes itself. Uncharted 5, mobile exclusive.
Oh, shit.
Developed by Naughty Dog.
Oh, man.
Anyway, moving on. Number 7, Final Fantasy XIV expansion pack Stormblood, announced for summer 2017. People like Final Fantasy XIV. I don't give a shit.
I do not either.
Yeah, I've known all of one person who plays it. He likes it.
It's really popular. People
Shout out to
really
RJ.
like it. People
Keep playing it.
Number 8, Amnesia Collection, announced for PS4. Frictional Games' modern horror classic, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, along with Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, developed by the Chinese Room, and Amnesia Justine will be included in this downloadable triple pack. It will be available on November 22nd for $30.
I've got to comment on this one because I have not played any of these games, but I have seen a Let's Play of the second one, if I'm remembering correctly. It is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. These games are kind of pioneered. This honestly, Amnesia is kind of like the template for modern horror at the moment. All these like first-person games, kind of like PT.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, PT did its own stuff, but Amnesia is very important. It's a horror classic. And finally, number 9, StarCraft Pro League, the world's oldest. Oh, sorry, I can't read my own notes. The world's longest-running esports league has been discontinued. The chairman of the Korean Esports Association, yes, that's a real thing, Jun Byung-hoon, cites a drop in the number of pro league teams and players, difficulty finding sponsors, and match fixing, apparently, as the reasons for this decision.
Interesting.
Unfortunate.
You see, yeah, I like esports. I haven't participated or viewed them in an immense amount, but I think it's really cool that it's a thing. I like social gaming. I watch Let's Plays. I watch Twitch. And esports is a big way of doing social gaming, and I'm a little bummed out. Anything that's hurting esports, that's hurting the industry in any way, is always a bummer for news.
It's also a league for a game that came out in 1998. And I like your little nod there, Derek. I love your shit-eating grins.
I mean, that's probably a bigger contributor than anything
They just don't
else.
want to admit it. Even though StarCraft has basically been a religion in Korea since it came out,
Yeah,
but
that's
still.
true.
All right, that is it for the news. Quick rundown of notable releases this week. Batman Return to Arkham. Remastered Arkham Asylum and Arkham City came out this week for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. After an extended delay, actually. Eagle Flight coming out for Oculus Rift. Exist Archive, The Other Side of the Sky, a JRPG from Tri-Ace and Spike Chunsoft came out this week for PS4 and PS Vita.
Did you just say Tri-Ace?
I did.
Oh, girl.
This is a spiritual successor to Valkyrie Profile.
Oh, hell yes.
So wait. Tri-Ace
Yes.
and Spike Chunsoft, two of our favorite developers, teamed up to make a JRPG, and it came out in the US this week?
Yeah, it was localized by Axis.
Hey, Derek, what do you say to doing a Let's Play or a stream of that at some point?
Let's go to GameStop tomorrow.
Let's figure this out.
But-
I'll be in Oklahoma tomorrow. No, Kansas.
Yeah, it's an action RPG battle system similar to Valkyrie Profile, and it has almost kind of side-scrolling Metroidvania tendencies too.
Yeah, we'll have to talk more about this.
It's
Spike Chunsoft is all over our podcast. Danganronpa, Grand Kingdom, Exist Archive, Zero Escape.
Yes.
What was the title of it?
I love Spike Chunsoft.
Exist Archive.
Exist Archive. All right.
We'll be looking into it.
Mordheim, City of the Damned, a tactical RPG based on a classic tabletop game, came out this week for PS4 and Xbox One. And obviously, Game of the Week, Super Dimension Neptune versus Sega Hard Girls, came out for PS Vita.
Okay, that franchise. Am I thinking of the right word here?
I think so.
That
Hyperdimension
IP.
Neptunia.
Nicholas Gardner.
Does
Do you remember?
I never met him.
You did not?
All I know him as your nerdy as fuck PC gaming friend, right?
I mean,
No offense, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a great guy. Derek
call
would
him-
not hang out with anybody he doesn't like. True story.
Call him Dr. Science. Yeah, who the fuck would do that?
I mean, you'd be surprised. People humor people they don't like a lot. Why do you think you guys still hang out with me?
Legitimately, most people I think will tolerate people that they don't actually enjoy in a group. Derek does not particularly put up with
I'm pretty blunt.
spending
I guess.
time around people he doesn't like.
Yeah.
You make it
It's-
very
it
clear
doesn't
if you don't like someone. Your body language.
To me, that just doesn't make any sense. Like,
No,
if I don't like you, why the fuck am I going to
I'm
hang
just
out with
saying,
you?
this is something I admire about Derek.
You're very real.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, your point.
I think this was back in the PS3's heyday. I think he told me the only way he would buy a PS3 is if like they localize that game.
Hyperdimension Neptunia?
Yeah, or something like that.
This is like the 8th one in this franchise. Fun
Yeah.
fact.
And lo and behold, like 2 weeks later, like they made an announcement like Hyperdimensia, whatever the fuck the rest of the title was, coming to the US. And I was like, Nick, dude, you gotta get a PS3 now. Yeah, fucking got one.
That's awesome. Stuck to his word. Proud of you, Nick.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that IP like huge? Aren't there like
It's
a
not.
dozen games of this weird?
I have no idea.
There's like
spin-off?
7 or 8, I want to say, and they aren't huge by any means, but they're developed for their target demographic, which is like probably 100,000 to 200,000 people worldwide that buy all of them, and they develop with that budget and market in mind.
I guess
Idea
I
Factory,
didn't
I
mean
think,
huge
is
in
the
the sense of a
developer.
seller, but like this is
They're a thing.
with all of the big name franchises that have been dropped or died or just disappeared. Hyperdimension Neptunia has managed to keep going.
Yeah.
That said, as a Phoenix Wright fan,
Well, it's amazing what can happen when you develop your game on a modest budget with realistic expectations. Cough Capcom, cough Square Enix.
fair statement.
All right, moving on. 3 more games, notable games this week. Lego Harry Potter Collection for PS4 for some reason. Just PS4.
Maybe it was already out on other
Ah,
systems.
just PS4, apparently. What the fuck are you doing, Warner Brothers? Anyway. Okay, obviously the actual like big 2 for this week. Civilization 6 for PC.
How did I not know about that?
It was announced in like April, bro.
I don't pay attention to PC gaming news, I guess.
Civilization is huge.
Yeah, I played Civ 2. I played the hell out of Civ 2.
Mhm.
I love Civilization.
Or Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution on PS3.
Yeah, same company, Fire Axis.
Yes, I played the absolute shit out of that demo.
The
Like,
demo?
no, well, I actually eventually bought the game.
Okay.
But, like when the PS3 first came out, I had Ratchet and Clank: Tool of Destruction, and the Sid Meier's demo, and the Devil May Cry 4 demo. Those were like my 3 very first gaming experiences for PS3.
Excellent, good stuff. Fun, impressive work. Just want to give a shout out to Fire Axis, the developer of Civilization. Earlier this year, they put out XCOM 2. So those guys are putting in work.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And Battlefield 1 for PC, PS4, Xbox One. Reviews for it dropped on Monday.
There's been some early release stuff.
Yeah, like you could...
People got it today.
Yeah, certain editions could play it 3 days early. 3-4 days early. But yeah, critically acclaimed. People are calling it maybe the best Battlefield ever. If not the best one in a very long time.
Yeah.
And praising the campaign in a Battlefield game, which is knucking futs, to put it lightly. Alright, that is it for the news and releases.
Woo!
I just threw the paper like a badass.
Well, you threw the paper at me.
Debatable.
Yeah.
It landed
yeah,
on the
agreed.
treadmill. Landed on the treadmill.
The treadmill is like half of the surface area of the floor behind you.
A third. No, it's like 2/3 actually.
Topic of the week.
So,
What do we got?
this week we're going to talk about VR, in case anyone hadn't guessed it.
I didn't.
It'll make sense now.
And since we had you hold off, let's start with Thumper in VR.
Man, oh man, like playing it on a regular TV, not in VR. It's fun. It's amazing.
Mm.
Particularly level 1. The big scary face that comes up
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah. Playing that in VR legitimately scared the fuck out of me. Because it's not far away, like he's right in your fucking face. Like it comes up like right in your face.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can't look away or you're gonna fucking miss the beats.
All right, so you played PSVR, just PSVR. You haven't tried any of the other headsets.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I think I've used the HTC Vive.
The Vive.
Yes.
Correct. And so you tried Thumper, and you also tried some other games.
Yes, I did the Resident Evil demo. It's called Kitchen.
Was that scary as fuck?
That's an understatement.
Mm.
Should I delve into it or
Go for it.
All right, so you're sitting in a chair and you got your hands tied, and like you can look all around and shit. You can move your hands up and down, and there's this bloody ass dude on the floor, and he's sitting there, and he like wakes up. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Oh, where are we?" And he gets like this knife or something. And he tries like cutting your hands loose, and then all of a sudden you see this like scary looking bitch in the background pop up. And, like, you can't fucking do anything. This dude's trying to cut your hands. Like, you can't move anymore. You can't, like, say anything. And the bitch comes up behind him, fucking just stabs him right through the chest. Yeah, and it's all in your fucking
And
face,
you're like,
dude.
"Ooh."
Yeah. Blood's like squirting on the screen and shit. And then the dude falls over and I forgot where the lady went, but like the dude gets up and tries like to attack her, and then she's just like, no, fuck this, and like just drags his body around the corner, and you hear all these like gushing, ripping noises and shit, and then all of a sudden you see his head roll. Yeah, it rolls back into the room.
Brutal.
Yeah, and then she comes back in with a knife, like directly in your face, and you're like, actually before that, you hear her like skidding around, and then you see her hand like crawl up above. Yeah,
What?
So it just like slowly drops right on the top of your
That's
head.
awesome.
No, it is not. It's scary as fuck, dude. I shit you not. And then she like drops her face down right in your face and like holds the knife, and then it ends like her stabbing you in the face and just goes to black.
So that's the whole demo?
Yep.
Oh.
It's probably about
5 minutes.
5-6 minutes, but
That's something.
It's saying it is scary does not do it justice. Like, you know how much I don't like horror stuff.
Yeah, true story.
Oh man.
Did you play with headphones?
No, but I had
I can't imagine the immersion.
Yeah, having a headset would have been better, but the like sound bar / surround sound did pretty well.
What else did you play?
I played Res Infinite.
Ooh, Dr. Governor. I haven't ever played Res.
Out of all the games I've played in the VR, Res Infinite was the only one that like made me lose my sense of balance.
Really?
Yeah, like it started off nice, slow, cool. I'm like, all right, this is awesome. And then it started to speed up. And then once you got to like the quote unquote boss of the demo, like there's a certain point where it starts like taking off like super fast and going through all these turns and upside down and shit. And like,
Were you sitting down or standing up?
I was sitting down, and I think it was like on the second turn, it kind of like went upside down and turned at the same time, and I like started to fall over. Like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Like being in a roller coaster type scenario. That's awesome.
It was crazy. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, that was the only one that made me like
Disoriented.
Yeah, super disoriented.
Crazy.
And it was in a good way though. It wasn't like, oh fuck, I'm sick.
Did you recover, or did you adjust to it in any way? Or?
Eventually, like the turns and stuff happened like in succession in a row. So like I was like, what the fuck? Just kind of like leaning, falling back everywhere.
Whoa!
yeah. Tripping balls, man. I also played Riggs, the Riggs demo.
Riggs from Sony Cambridge.
God damn Riggs, dude.
Everybody who's played it has loved it from what I've read and heard.
Smooth. Like, it is not jagged or jumpy at all. Like,
Sorry, can we get a quick summary of Riggs?
Context of Riggs. It is a first-person, like, kind of sports shooter where you are controlling a mech in a team-based scenario.
Have you ever seen IGPX? Toonami anime 2006.
I didn't see that one.
I swear to God, I'm the only person in the world that.
I
likes
never
that
watched
show.
it, but I've seen commercials for it.
I love it. Anyway, it's all right. I'm sure you've seen some Gundam.
Oh yeah.
Not quite Gundam-y. It's more IGPX.
Yeah,
like
it's
the way mechs are.
It's like sports, but in mechs.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the game mode that I played, but each kill you get, and there's like little tokens you can pick up that are on the map.
Mm-hmm.
It charges like your overdrive, and then once you reach maximum overdrive, you jump through this like hoop in the middle of the map to score a point for your team.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like that was fucking crazy how smooth that was.
Mm.
Blew my mind.
Now describe the gameplay in there, because I know obviously the camera is your head.
Yes.
And then do you use both sticks or just like the left stick?
You can use the right stick to control the camera, but if you're like looking and trying to use that,
You'll fuck up.
Yeah, you'll fuck yourself up. So try to do one or the other.
Yeah.
The mech you have, there's 3 different modes. There's boost mode to like move around faster. There's attack mode, do more damage, and there's repair mode to like you can repair your teammates that are damaged.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's pretty fast paced. Like, of course, I didn't play a lot of it, but in the time I played, I figured like to be good, you had to like switch between modes like quickly. So like, if I see my teammates damaged at the other end of the map, like I put on boost mode to go over the fast, and then switch to repair mode, switch to attack mode. Kill
Easy to understand, hard to master.
Yeah, definitely.
And as I understand that there are a lot of different. There's multiple types of mechs.
Yes,
there's like 4 different classes, and there's different mechs in those classes.
Yes, but they only give you one for the demo. But yeah, just crazy how smooth that was.
From the moment it was announced, Riggs is the VR game I wanted to try the most.
Yes.
They announced about a month ago that it has like a full like campaign mode. It's like a sports season mode. You like pick a team and compete in a league, which just sounds so badass to me. I
want that so bad, but I just $400, man. That's steep for me.
Yeah.
Just for one game at least. Like.
All right, so having experienced it, let's kind of talk about VR in general.
Yes.
Obviously, the big 3 players are all in the game now. PlayStation VR, HTC Vive will launch in, I think, March. Don't quote me on that. And then the Oculus Rift came out, I think, in April. So the big 3 are out. And I remember before VR launched, I was hardcore in the it's a gimmick.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And it's not going to matter. It's not going to go anywhere camp.
Absolutely.
But more and more games just kept coming out that I felt looked really, really cool. And people kept trying it, and they're like, no, this stuff is the real deal. And having been in the wild now, people seem to really, really like it, but obviously they aren't setting the sales world on fire. Price is a big thing for that. Oculus at $600, Vive at $800. I know I wouldn't buy either of those, but then again, I think if you're the type of person to have like a $2,000 gaming PC, you probably have some disposable income.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I mean, from what I've heard, they aren't selling that amazingly. They kind of plateaued a bit, though a lot of people are expecting PSVR to be the most successful one due to price, install base of the PS4, etc. And I've only tried PSVR myself once. That's the only one I've tried, and I'll get to that momentarily. But it seems like VR is here to stay. It doesn't seem like it's just going to collapse, at least not yet. At the very least, this first generation seems to have done okay enough to warrant a second generation of VR hardware. We'll see that'll be the big one, I feel like. But I don't think VR is going to be a blip on the radar like motion control was.
I need some more, like, I don't want to say like exclusive, but like more
reasons to want to play one.
Yeah, I can't just have just rigs and be like, all right, I'm going to spend $400.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the games, at least a few of the ones that I'm particularly interested in trying, at least the ones on PSVR, are also available on normal VR with normal PS4 without the headset.
Yeah, like Thumper and 100-Foot Robot Golf. So I'm way on the other side of the fence of like, I already have it. I can play it on my PS4 regular. I'm not going to buy VR just to experience it in VR.
Resident Evil 7 is also available without the headset too. And
that's a smart move.
For a franchise like Resident Evil, there has to be it. I'm assuming a game like Ace Combat 7, which is coming out from Namco, is going to be available on both.
Yeah.
And a lot of games that have little VR modes, little VR extras, like even Final Fantasy 15, they're not made for VR.
Yeah. I think rigs would be fun, even not in VR, but you can tell it was made like specifically just for VR. So if we can get more games like that, not necessarily like mech combat like rigs, but games that are like super fun, just VR.
Ooh, the other big VR only game that I personally want to try a lot is Super Hypercube.
It's VR only?
Yeah, it's VR only.
Oh,
I think it is on all 3 of them.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. No, it's not on Oculus. I think they pulled support for that because of the Palmer Luckey stuff.
That's too bad.
Kelson, you want to say something?
So, I have not experienced VR myself, but what I'd like to talk about with it is what new possibilities VR opens to gaming as a medium. So you've already talked about some of the stuff that seems most clear and straightforward. Resident Evil 7 horror clearly is going to benefit from VR.
Eve Valkyrie, I also want to play that one. Sorry.
Okay.
My buddy Adam, who I was playing, he has the VR. He said it sucked ass, but
Maybe he's just not very good at it.
maybe.
Because all in, I'm sorry, Adam. I mean, from what I've heard, like from like journalists and game previews stuff like that, Valkyrie's a little shallow, but pretty kick ass.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on, Kelsey.
So, horror is greatly going to benefit from VR, and I believe that if VR really catches on, it's going to become the only way to do horror because you're just not going to be able to compete otherwise.
First-person shooter is the other big one.
First-person shooter is the other big clear one. Being able to actually look around the field, scope it out, and as someone who is not particularly good at first-person shooters, often because I just can't see what I need to see, VR excites me. I would like being able to look around in a more natural way. Which is not to say that the twin-stick input is bad. It's a really good system.
Mouse and keyboard as well.
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of mouse and keyboard, and I've tried it. Team Fortress 2 I tried on my PC and was not a fan. But I'm more interested in the less obvious possibilities. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before or just in general, but I really like the idea of real-time strategy games in VR.
Oh, being able to look over the entire
Being
field.
able to look over the entire field, zoom in, zoom out, order your troops around. I think there's something else VR needs to really get to the next level.
I think we're already seeing some of that. I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of
Sure.
the VR library, but I do know one game called Tethered. It is kind of like a real-time strategy game. Almost looks kind of like a little bit like Pikmin. In a way, I know it's coming from PSVR. Might be some other ones, and there's also there are a few point-and-click adventure games that are on VR as well. In fact, I actually played one of those. The one time I tried VR, it was at PlayStation Experience last year. I signed up to try. It was just a generic sign up to try PSVR, and they had all these booths set up, and you couldn't really pick your game. They just stuck you on an open one,
Sure.
which is kind of lame sauce. And so I played a game called Wayward Sky, which was a point-and-click adventure game that would sometimes go into like first person to solve the puzzles. Like you would like use the move controllers, the motion controllers, like pick something up and like put it together, or like flip some switches and everything. So that's pretty nifty. But there are things other than horror and shooters, is what I'm getting at.
And I think what you just mentioned, motion control, is the real next level. When you combine motion control and virtual reality, you're going to be able to create experiences through gaming that are so far beyond what you can do with a controller and a screen.
I don't necessarily beyond. I think that's a weird way to word it. Vastly different in a whole new frontier. Absolutely.
I guess I don't mean superior.
Immersive might be a better word.
I think it's more of, from an artistic sense, you have these limits with a controller and screen, and so many of those limits are removed when you do VR with motion control.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the motion control definitely makes it more... See, I don't want to say improves or heightens, you know what I mean? Because, like, experiences are different. I don't think they're necessarily better or worse.
I would say it definitely improves, like, horror.
Motion? Or VR in general?
VR in general.
Okay.
I would say I would definitely be scared playing that Resi 7 demo, like in normal. But in VR, like, I was fucking horrified. Like,
I can see what you're saying there.
term.
Because horror is all about getting immersed and lost in that world. And when you are literally in the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Scary as fuck.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, here's the analogy I'd like to use. When you're creating anything, you only have what you have to work with. We're creating a game where you have a controller and screen is like painting with 6 colors. Then or if you were to say that is like painting with 6 colors, then VR and motion control is like quadrupling the amount of colors you have to paint.
I don't think that's a good
It's
analogy.
increasing your
because man, that's those are some 6 good ass colors.
Right, you can do some beautiful things with those limited tools. It's not about inherently better. because you still have to have a skilled hand to use them.
I think of it more like one is you're creating art with paint and one you're doing pottery.
You see,
Or
I
something
don't
like
think
that.
that
Or one you're using a pencil.
I wouldn't
Different
say-
types of artwork.
But it's not different types. They're still video games. They're still interactive, potentially competitive games as a medium. Your medium hasn't changed. Your possibilities have. Your limits have been removed. It's more like creating a 2D painting or a 2D photo and then being able to work in a third dimension.
3D failed in games. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking
3D
around.
failed in games?
I know. I'm just being
Have you
chill
heard
right now.
of the Mario series?
I'm talking like actual like 3D
I know what
TVs.
you mean.
Yeah.
3D TVs were a weird
I
experience.
can't believe that was actually pushed for a while in games. What a fucking bad idea that was.
I mean, VR is sort of 3D.
I mean, it's all
But it's
3D.
not 3D.
VR
screens quite
changes
like
the
3DS.
experience. I get what you're saying though. It is a whole new realm of possibilities.
Right.
You're
Whether or not the games are better or worse is always going to be based on the developers and the publishers who make and produce them.
And the subjective of the player.
Exactly.
Mm.
But VR adds new possibilities. Now they can do things that they couldn't before.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get the right artistic minds in the right mindset, backed by the right people, we can have experiences that we simply could not create before.
That is very true. That is very true. We also have to remember VR is in its infancy. This is the first generation of VR. I think I was listening to P.S. I Love You with Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty on it, and like we're at like the Pong stage of VR.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine where we'll be at a headset or two down the line when we're at like the NES era equivalent? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like they'll like be at that like kind of scale. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because we're talking like the Richter scale. You know what I mean? You get just increases exponentially. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though.
I mean, if you look
VR
at
is just going to get more mind blowing.
a brand new technology evolves so much faster
Mhm.
than a technology that's been around. I mean, one of the first things I'm expecting with future VR headsets is the headset includes the audio.
Yeah.
Like, it seems silly to me that that's not already a thing.
Mm.
That'd be a weird design.
I guess the actual physical design of it could be hard.
Can I say how comfortable the headset is?
It is comfortable.
Really?
I wore PSVR.
Very comfortable.
That
Yeah.
honestly surprises me, but I'm glad to hear it.
Like after
I
about
think
10
that's
minutes,
important.
I didn't even know I was wearing it. I didn't
That's
feel it.
that seems to be a very common sentiment because the other two, Oculus and Vive, are almost kind of like scuba masks.
Yeah.
It is kind of like latch
Such
onto
a-
your face.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can adjust. There's like a little button on the bottom of the headset, and you can put it out further. Or of course, if you're playing your game, you want it on your face.
Hmm.
But you can slide. Like let's say you get a text message or a call, you can pause the game, and like you can slide it out and
Be like, "Ugh."
kind of peek down. Yeah.
Cool.
Ignore it. We'll go back to the game.
Exactly. Yep.
I have a couple more things to say about VR. Just speaking as somebody who's only tried it once, I really need to try it again.
Yes.
I need to play
This
something
weekend.
else. I'm not saying, ooh,
I'll call Adam.
maybe we'll think about it. Absolutely.
I'm doing it right now.
You're doing it right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck
He's not. This is a podcast. He can't see. He's not doing it.
Hypocrite.
But I want to play something that's a bit more a true VR experience, like a Riggs, like a Super Hypercube, because Wayward Sky at the end of the day really was like a point-and-click adventure game. My favorite part of though was the very beginning, like the tutorial section where you had to like build a robot. You like put the pieces together and like assemble it
That's awesome.
with the move. I mean, it was really cool, but I wasn't blown away in the way a lot of. You okay there?
Yeah, I just need to get some water.
In the way that a lot of people are, and so I'm eager to try it again.
Dude, tell him. You give me the.
I will. We'll get on it.
Yeah.
I remember I originally pre-ordered a PSVR just because, like as I got closer, I realized I don't have the money for it. I wanted it pre-ordered just in case, like I wanted to buy it,
Yeah.
Sure.
and so I
I'd
think,
rather be safe than sorry.
yeah,
Maybe,
just go ahead,
maybe when
sorry.
we get some bigger sponsorships for this podcast, we can
Gauge.
justify
I
that. as a
keep
business expense.
talking like we're gonna be getting sponsorships. I'm like,
You know, I don't know. Maybe Thumper liked one of our tweets. Maybe that
Two.
would be enough. Thumper liked 2 tweets related to
Two.
this podcast. Maybe that'll be enough for them to be like, let's have these guys review Thumper in VR and send them but probably.
I already bought my copy, but thanks, Drool. You guys rock.
Yeah, same here.
I'm happy to give you
got
money.
one.
I would not take that game for free. I'm going to give you my money.
Agreed.
But I would take a PSVR provided by you for free.
Shit.
But from what I've seen and read all over, it sounds like VR is I think it's gonna remain a pillar of the industry. I don't think it's gonna replace normal gaming at all. No way it's gonna replace normal gaming at all. I don't think it's even gonna be big in the realm of gaming, but I think it is gonna carve out a niche that will stick around.
Agreed. I can see that.
I think it's going to grow. I think it'll start as a niche market, stay around, and grow slowly, and then that growth will accelerate. And eventually, I still don't think it's going to replace more traditional gaming experiences, but I think we'll see them...
It'll proliferate.
Now, yes, I'm talking a couple decades down the line. We'll
Yeah.
see them side by side as equal competitors, almost equal, if not equal, pieces of the industry.
And obviously the real potential of VR is outside of gaming.
It's true.
True, very true. More experiences.
Think about that. Going on tours, seeing football games live, training like doctors and
You
stuff
see,
like
that's
that.
where
Soldiers.
That's the cool shit. As far
Concerts.
as sporting events go, I think that's fucking lazy.
You know people are going to do that,
Well,
man. You know it's going to happen.
But it's not just going to be about concerts that you could go to, or I could stay home and do it on VR. It's going to be about concerts in Australia. It's going to be
Or like,
sporting events in Europe.
I can see Beyonce without dropping $500,000.
Well, I don't know. Like, the first thing that popped in my head was like seeing a soccer game, but like from the fucking nosebleed seats in VR.
How do you know? Maybe they'll have the camera set up.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like, the first thing that popped in my head was like, why would I watch that when I can get a clearly better view on my TV just from the camera?
I think I think that you'd probably get the same view from the camera. Essentially,
But you could look around
able to
and
look
see
around.
the whole.
But
I think it'd be nifty.
I think that actually, real world experiences in VR will be cool.
Tourism.
Touring the entire Grand Canyon from your home will be cool. I don't think that's going to be cooler than gaming. Gaming can create experiences that you cannot have in real life. But it's the training, the medical, the world-changing potential that is where VR is going to be important. But I think gaming's where it can really blow up and find a home.
So I'm a little more proactive. Like you said, the whole Grand Canyon thing. Like I just think that's being fucking lazy. Like, go to the actual Grand Canyon.
I know what
go
you're
with
saying.
that
I know what
real
you're
world
saying, though.
experience.
Yeah, like
Imagine this though. Cameras on the first human expedition to Mars. Put on a VR headset.
shit.
Look
Or
around on Mars.
Imagine someone who is across the world and can't afford to go to the Grand Canyon, or a poor kid who can't physically walk around, who's been in some medical accident, who can experience the world because
imagine
of
people
VR.
like in wheelchairs. You can put on a VR headset, experience what it's like to move around.
I think that would be a smaller percentage.
Oh yeah,
I think the larger percentage would just be fat people sitting on their fucking couch like, hey honey, you go to the Grand Canyon? Oh yeah, well let's put on this headset.
Vacation. I took a week off for this.
Instead of like actually going and experiencing it. Like, I don't even like taking my phone out there and like taking a bunch of pictures and shit. Like, I like seeing it with my own eyes.
Same way.
It will
That's
not
the same way.
replace the experience of going places like that.
I just
It's
think-
just giving you a new way to look at it beyond just like Google image search.
I would be more excited for like the military stuff and the doctor training. Like, that's the cool shit
Like-
that would happen.
And
for
that,
VR.
and I think
Or
that's,
could happen for VR.
I think that is the reason Facebook invested like $2 billion in Oculus, because they see this. You don't invest $2 billion into gaming. I'm sorry, you just don't. They see a world of possibilities beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
I think gaming is kind of where it's going to begin.
in the world of medicine, it goes beyond training. You put
Practical use.
right. If you can't get the surgeon who has the knowledge you need in the room, you take another very skilled surgeon, have him put, like, I guess probably you actually have a nurse or something or some sort of technician put on the headset so he can see in detail
Everything
what's
that's going
happening
on.
in the surgery and instruct.
Or like even crazy, like we already have cameras that can like probe like colonoscopies, you know what I mean? Imagine like a VR headset, get in there and look around. Better than a camera. I mean, it sounds weird and kind of gross, but
it's true.
that's
It's very
insane.
true.
There's the possibilities are
I
probably
would
not technically endless.
Yeah, I was about to say.
but damn close.
Man, now I'm excited for like that whole Mars shit. That would be so awesome.
That would be so awesome.
Or like send out some kind of far probe out to Pluto if the signal can reach that far. Like, oh, there's Pluto, guys.
It is, I guess, if I was trying to wrap up my thoughts on VR is as a technology in general into a sentence or two, what I'd say is it's too early to tell just how huge an impact this will have on the world, but the potential is there for this to change the world in a way that no technology has to this point.
And in terms of gaming, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, we kind of got off track there, but you know what's our podcast? We do what the fuck we want to do. So,
Damn straight.
with that said, I think we're going to wrap things up this week. No,
Just
not
letting
yet.
everyone know, Gage has finished off his 6-pack of beer in less time than it took us to record this podcast.
I've been done for half an hour.
He's
That's
been done
impressive.
for half an hour, friends.
I don't drink, but that's very impressive. I commend that.
Like, I need to go get more at this point.
Obviously, we're terrible enough that he needs to get drunk
No.
to deal with us.
No.
Hey.
Buzzed.
Those 6 bots that are subscribed to our SoundCloud probably kind of like us.
What if they're actual people and they're getting offended and they're not going to
I
listen
don't
anymore?
think they are. I don't think. I mean, last
I
week's
hope they're
episode, we talked about Gage Pottermore.
That was awesome.
If that doesn't
was
scare
cool.
people away,
No.
we have them forever.
No way. Let's draw people in.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. The gaming talk is great, but it's personality driven.
Any last words, gentlemen?
I kind of want an apple.
I'm very hungry now that you mention it.
I had dinner earlier. It was like at 5:30 and just like had a breakfast sandwich.
See, I didn't. I came home from work and I fell asleep,
Oh.
and then woke up at like 6:30, and then like cut my hair real quick, and then came over here.
I think I said like cut your wrist.
No, what the fuck?
Like I was going to say like what do you have to be unhappy about?
He went down the road, not across. That's why it's
Yeah,
here.
go down the tracks.
That got
Kelsey,
weird.
Any final words, Kelsey?
If you're listening, please keep listening. We like having listeners.
Oh, fuck that pandering. We don't pander.
I promise I'll be back, people.
I will pander to you all you want. Just tell me what you want me to say.
What do you want from me?
All right, that'll wrap it up for this week, folks. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.